Well, hello, world. I would never think I would be on here telling my story. But I'm doing this for my kids, especially my oldest son, who sat down with me and asked me, like 2 weeks before the new year, Dad, what are you going to do for 2018? Are you going to perform? Are you going to do motivational speaking? Because you had a great year in 2017. I said, what do you mean? In June, they acknowledged you as a legend at the Kings and Queens of Poetry. You did great shows this year. And also you won the Black Music Awards for Best Male Poet. So I asked you, what are you going to do for 2018? And I didn't even know how to question my son on that because he was really worried about me being a legend, me leaving a legacy, and me and my story. He said, just tell your story and people will understand why you ain't did what you did. I just believe in you. And to have a son that believe in me, even if people in the world that believe in me. Well, my story, and thank you, son, but my story, I was a gunshot victim. I was shot for mistaken identity at the time for having a bald head and green eyes. I was shot in the head and shot in the back and pronounced dead for 3 days on life support, which changed my life dramatically. Changed it so dramatically, my main focus was just to be a father. Not even knowing, a lot of people don't even really know me. They're not knowing that the hardest hustle every day is getting up to take care of myself. Wanting to write, wanting to perform. That takes the pain away because I deal with so much pain and aggression every day, but I don't tell nobody my story. To be shot and killed and resurrected to live again is even crazier. But to only be in the hospital for 30 days, never knew my journey. I was gunned down April 26, 1995, and got out the hospital May 26, 1995. Then 2 days later, my family took me to a Christian retreat to hear Christopher Payne speak, play from the group Kid and Play. How his life changed and how he became a pastor and passing on the good word. And it was a good thing to learn and exchange knowledge with people. But after it was over, out of everybody, it could have been 1,000 people there, 1,200, 2,500 people. I just know there was a lot of people. But out of all them people, he walks up to me. He said, how you doing, my brother? I said, I'm doing very well. He said, I know you. He said, I know you, probably at the Music Gavins or the Jack the Rappers they used to have. And he said, no, I know you today and I know you tomorrow. He said, something on you. God has blessed you. You got gifts. I don't know what it is, what he gave you, what you're supposed to do, but we're going to meet again. And me being sarcastic, I said, yeah, in heaven. And he said, no, we're going to meet again. And it just dawned on me, me being in the music industry at the time as a manager, trying to help so many people, that's what I thought my goals and my dreams were. But I've been writing all my life with poetry, and poetry has always been my direction and my healing, whenever I go through something dramatic or something happens to me, I just start writing my feelings out, writing my emotions, and just going for what I know. And I feel like trapped. When you in a wheelchair, and yes, I'm in a wheelchair. See me roll? Roll. I just do what I do to be positive every day. I try to be the coolest person on the planet. Try to project positive energy. When people walk up on me, they say, that brother is cold and he dropped jewels. Because I'm one of them brothers that I was raised different. My grandmother always taught me every time we went back East Coast for a family reunion or just to visit, I remember I was 12, 13, or 14. She asked me, "Do you have a lot of black friends?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "Those are all your family. So if you treat them like friends and family, they'll treat you like friends and family." And at the time I was young, I didn't get it. But as I got older, I felt it. It's like when I speak to people, when I acknowledge myself with people, I try to be so positive too. I want a person to feel so comfortable. Because me, I forget who I am sometimes, that I am in a wheelchair. Because I used to walk at one time. So me living my life, when I'm on stage or I'm in public, I just try to give the utmost respect to people. And I think my brother Coon, the poet, he said, "Brother, you a deep brother, but you just don't do poetry for yourself. You do poetry for everybody, mainly for the people who are disabled." And I started thinking about it. Every time I did a show or when I run across and meet new people, they always spoke like, "Thank you." And I didn't get it because I didn't see myself disabled. I just seen myself as a human being just trying to do better. You know, when you're dealing with, everyday pain for the past 20 years, when it feels like somebody's stabbing you in your back with an ice pick, every day, pain shooting up and down my back, doctors tell me they can give me pills, and I'm not into pills. I just try to deal with it. I'd rather perform and ignore it than just sit around and not deal with it at all. But I do this for my family. I thank my son for really asking me, "Dad, could you really tell him your story?" Because people don't never understand what it feels like and will never understand. I don't never wish nobody to go through what I went through. I've been going through so much in my life, I still deal with it and turn the cheek because I don't get it. Like, why people got to be so evil and so negative. And I take that energy and turn it into a positive, like, to be a better me. And plus, I don't want to even give my life away for my kids because I've made a promise to God I'll never turn my back on my kids. And my kids know. I wish they all knew and understood how much pain I go through, what I've been going through, communication. The majority of them do. I wish my friends knew or even ask questions. I know they look at me like a wizard or some brother of great knowledge. And I thank them for that. But I do have feelings too. So that's why I'm doing this video. For the world to understand, I'm just as human as you. But yeah, I do get scared because I was blessed with a gift that nobody else does. But at the same time, I apologize to everybody that I haven't been performing lately since, because I feel like I was trapped and nobody understood. But after talking to my son and letting me know it's deeper than me, poetry is in me. I speak as a poet. I love as a poet, you know. But my story is I died, came back. I'm here as long as God allows me to pass on this knowledge, to pass on these words. As the great elders used to always tell me years ago, once we gone, once Dick Gregory gone, all they gonna have left is you. Because you care about the people and you do it in your motivational speaking and you do it in your poetry. But once we gone, these kids is lost. All they got is you. So never give up. And then last year, Dick Gregory died. I felt like, wow, I have to stand up. But for my son to ask me if I'm gonna drop my books, am I gonna perform, I'm gonna do motivational speaking again, really hit me because procrastination is big in my life. Because I get scared because when you in a wheelchair and in poetry, it's hard to create a team because everybody has their own goals, their own goals, their own views. People don't sit down and just like, wait. But see, I'm one of them brothers. I've been in the music industry helping people so long. I feel like God gave me that journey to walk, to understand business, and to be able to talk to people and have an understanding. But to know me is to understand me, and to love me is to know me. I am Akronems, the illest poet on this planet, the illest poet alive, through history's existence, illest, I love everything speaking truth, poet projecting our every thought, alive around love, inspiring value every day. I am the illest poet alive. I thank you, and I will be dropping more so you get to know who Akronym is. And I thank you.